Another week, another day, another dollar, and some more bullshit. So very much exciting. We back. We had a much more entertaining B-roll this morning. So I'm gonna wait forever for the karma of the non-vinegar pickle to get you. I really hope that gets clipped. Just
This
saying,
is this has been happening for 35 years now. No, 30 years.
bro. I've definitely seen you eat vinegar pickles. We're gonna leave it at that. They're not non-vinegar pickles at McDonald's when you put 14 of them on the fucking hamburger, bro. Don't fuck with me. So be getting mad that you asked for extra, extra, extra pickle and they put 2 more on. Be getting mad as fuck about it, bro. He's so hot, bro. So hot. Like Ian at Waffle House hot, bro. Like it's fucking insane. So
I took my kids to Waffle House. Did I tell you
you
about
should
that?
have done that. You should do
We
that.
did. I did.
Yes.
And I was like, you never want to come here at night because drunk people come here and they like to fight a lot.
That's why I go at night. Not to fight, and I'm not the drunk person, but I
Well, I'm
am
not going to tell my
definitely
kids to go.
I am well, yeah, they're too young to go, but when they're
Right.
teenagers, you should definitely do it.
Yeah, right.
So come on, bro. The thing, it just used to be Denny's for us because we didn't have a Waffle House. We still don't have a
Yeah.
Waffle House.
We
I
still,
have Waffle Houses here.
yeah, you do have a few down there.
So yeah,
I
both
don't have a
reasonably
Denny's
close.
or a Waffle House. My life
Our
sucks.
Denny's isn't very good.
Well, no Denny's is good. Or do you mean it's not good for
Whoa.
fights?
It's definitely not good for fights, but it's not very good either. No, dude. What do you mean, dude? Denny's was fire back then. Don't lie to me,
What?
bro. The moon's over
We were drunk
Miami.
every single time.
That's so not true.
Okay, yeah, we did study there occasionally.
Dude, what do you mean? We went there and it drank 18 pots of coffee sober on like 800 occasions. Like,
Mm,
yes, I definitely ate more delicious drunk Denny's than not. So the sober Denny's was definitely not as good, but an all-American stop it with the Denny's, bro. So it'd be like IHOP is better. Now IHOP, we were pretty much usually drunk as shit. So
no, we did plenty of late night studying there too.
well, I guess that's true because they closed
Because
Denny's.
yeah, because they closed Denny's.
So, all right, we had another exciting week. So, ceasefire is officially over. So, we talked about the bullshit ceasefire. Ceasefire's
Yep,
officially ended. Now we're dropping bombs again. We're
yep.
dropping we saying the Iranian military was hitting ships in the Strait.
Yeah,
That's why
that was the claim.
that is the claim. Who knows what's really happening over there? And then I did know that missile and drone attacks happened, and they fired a lot at like the USS Abraham, the old
Yeah.
Lincoln, and yeah, that didn't work.
Well,
Well, they got some shit to stop that shit, y'all.
yeah,
Like, they got some shit. Like, like
yeah. I mean,
before modern technology, they could literally make a mountain disappear and
yeah,
did.
and that's without the
Yeah,
automatic
yeah, that's with like
Gatling guns and shit that they
yeah, that's
use.
like with a '60s battleship.
Yeah.
So not the fucking completely decked out AWAC destroyer, and not AWAC. That's not right. That's so not right. That's
It's
not
a
the move.
surveillance plan too.
Yeah, it's totally an airplane. What do they call it? Is it it's a something? I got it.
Yeah, so we've been throwing missiles at Iran for 2 nights now. Um,
Arleigh Burke class. So Arleigh Burke class destroyers. And then they
yeah.
have 3 Zumwalts, which they have hypersonic weapons on them. Who the fuck knows what we really have? Like I said, dude, we talked about it a lot of times, bro.
Well, they're moving
We
away
were
from
sci-fi
the
was
cannons.
conceptualizing rail guns
Yeah. We
in movies and books while the U.S. Navy was using them and nobody knew.
so we've scaled back away from, or we've shied away from the railgun
Yeah.
because of the lack of longevity for the barrels and stuff. They only have like 60 shots where traditional cannons have like 6,000. So we've
Yeah.
we've scaled back away from that. But I think I just read about China or Japan are
Yeah.
really working on the scale up for those.
Fuck yeah. And it wasn't Arleigh Burke that I was thinking. It was the Aegis combat system.
The
AEG.
Aegis. Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
Aegis. That's what
yeah.
I think their drones and missiles are not going to stand up to the Aegis system. It's not going to happen. So that's it. And that's the other funny part, right? So you think about what the Aegis does and how it's the brain and it coordinates all the sensors and weapons, right? And it's
Yeah.
fully automated. And oh, you mean AI? It's basically AI, and they've had
Yeah.
it for decades.
Yeah. But, well, so
When you spend $1
it's,
trillion on the military budget, the shit you have that nobody knows about is grand.
yeah.
It's grand. I would like to check it out. It's probably fun. So
Well, like the C-Rams are what I was thinking of. The
mhm.
counter rocket artillery and mortar systems. They they're the ones that, yeah, we call them phalanx systems, and they're the ones that shot mortars and rockets out of the sky that were being shot at bases in like Iraq and Afghanistan. So
That'd be dope
that
too.
oh that
Dope.
they're
I
they're a
remember
little
seeing
they're
that
a
on
little
CN.
intimidating, because you'd be out running at night and or going to the DFAC or something, and all of a sudden a what looks like a laser just shoots out over you, and there's a small explosion, and you just
Winner,
carry on
winner,
with your
chicken
night.
dinner. Yeah, winner,
Yeah,
winner, chicken dinner, and move on. We won again, bitch.
I I
So
definitely I definitely had one save my life.
right. Well, that's good. That's a 10 out of
Yeah,
10.
right, right. Yeah, and
So
those are what they use on battleships and stuff like that to knock out missiles and all kinds of stuff flying at them. So those, if they can knock a mortar out of the sky, they're gonna take out a missile and or anything else that is big enough to throw at a carrier and threaten it.
yes. I also like I remember there's always the conversation about like here, like what if they would have gotten a nuke? So I love that argument. But so most people's nukes that do have them, they can hit a general area. Like give or take plus minus, 100 miles. They can hit a general area. There's a few with probably more sophisticated technology, Russia, and but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about like where Iran's targeting capabilities would be
Yeah,
should
yeah.
they acquire a nuke. We can hit somebody's fucking wristwatch while they're moving. Like it's not like the capabilities of our military versus the capabilities of a majority of the militaries, including some of the first world militaries. It's not a fucking comparison. And it's like, I know you were there, but I've seen a lot of like foreign help, like soldiers from France or Belgium
Hmm.
or, all the countries that were also in Afghanistan and Iraq that get
Yeah,
that never helped us. If you ask MAGA, they
yeah.
were never there. But I've seen so many interviews with them. Like when you get pinned down, like you wanted an American platoon to answer the call. Like if they were like the Americans, they said if the Americans were coming, they didn't even ask you shit until they were like 3 minutes away. And then they're
Yeah.
like, so what's the situation? Okay, cool. And then they jump out of the fucking helicopter and kill everybody. And then you're good. Like if it's the French, I'm going to be waiting 3 fucking days. If it's the
Well, their presence was ancillary. So like, we had British and Aussies that were out doing good work, really good work. But if they got pinned down, they didn't really have the capabilities to
sake
ask for help.
themselves.
Yeah. So from them, yeah, they couldn't ask themselves for help because they didn't have the capabilities or the proximity.
Yeah.
They'd be 100 miles away from, where they're based out of. And we have fobs, you could throw a stone from one fob to another. And so our ability to respond with capable force in a short amount of time was a lot greater than
Well,
anybody else.
I think that's the other part, right? Capable force from the American military is like 5 guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
5 guys make a capable force in the
Yeah.
American military. Like, and then you could get 3 guys in a dock and have the dock get shot. And then you have 3 guys is enough in that scenario because they're fucking exterminating your whole bloodline.
Yeah.
Like, you don't shoot
We're,
a
pro-
dock. It's a thing.
we're protective of our medics. That's for sure.
Yeah. And I always remember seeing an interview or a quote, I don't know what it is, but I always loved it, is like the general rule of warfare is you don't kill officers, but you don't kill American officers because American officers are actually there for your safety.
Yeah.
So, because once you kill the American officer, the rest of the Marines are going to do nothing but commit war crimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Marine officer is there to stop war crimes from happening. That is their main initiative. I don't remember if that was a quote or an interview I saw, but I always loved it because I was like, that's probably really fucking true.
I mean,
So
I would say that that's not wrong.
like, don't kill the American officers. They're there for your
They
safety. We
they are
promise.
they are definitely the ones that are meant to keep their heads during.
Correct. So they don't get the rigorous kill everybody fucking,
Yeah.
so what makes the grass grow? Blood.
Blood red.
So all right. So we also had what, a NATO summit?
NATO
Is it
summit, a lot of interesting stuff came out of there. We got the UK's new likely prime minister came out and said that they got it wrong when it came to Palestine and Gaza, and that they're going to commit to helping bring peace and aid to that area.
really?
Yep. There's a lot of talk about the European countries all bringing up their defense spending to about 5% of their GDPs. It's still not a lot, but the whole conversation is so weird to me. We talk about not wanting to be the world's police force, and then we want them to expand their militaries in order to be their own security, but then we're mad because they don't want to deal with our companies, and they don't want to deal with our government when it comes to expanding their capabilities. So they're contracting with each other, and they're doing their own thing, and we were kind of being spiteful about that. And then at the same time, we also are concerned about our own stockpiles and being able to wage war because we're
Texas said you're
overusing
lying.
while we're not at war.
Texas said you're lying. Not real.
Yeah, right.
Fake news. CNN.
Fake news. Fake news.
CNN. I think one of the interesting parts that popped out is he did get some to higher defense spending, right? I don't have the numbers, but it's probably minimal because he said it was the greatest ever, so it's probably horseshit. Speaking of which, complete side note, and I'm going to swing right back to NATO. This man really openly said he was the most famous person and popular person on TikTok
Yeah.
by a lot. And like four of the advisors were like,
It
bro,
wasn't
you're not
TikTok.
even
It
in the
was
top.
TikTok.
You're not even in the top 100, bro. You're not. You might be in the top 500. I don't know, but you're
Yeah,
not even in the top 100, bro. Like,
we tag Trump in a lot of our TikTok stuff, and they get less traction for it.
yeah. So, but no, all right, right back to NATO because that just blew my mind that he really said
Yeah.
that out loud. Yeah,
Mhm.
but he talked about fucking Greenland again. Like he brought up
Yeah.
Greenland again, and it's like he thinks it's a toy chest, like Trump's fucking toy chest, and he can like or like Trump's Jack in the Box, and he can like boom Greenland boom tariff and none of it works. Like the most broken. It's the he is the what was that called? I don't know what movie it's from, but the island. Yeah, the island of misfit toys. That's like his
Mhm.
reality, but he thinks it's like
World
this
is his
grand.
island.
Well, he thinks it's this grand reality, right? Like it's like he's fucking permanently in an inception. Like somebody is inceptioning that man. Like Leonardo DiCaprio needs to cut it out, bro. So, but yeah, more NATO and like they keep wanting to say his negotiation works, and it's like I don't really necessarily think it works. I think people are just fucking over it. So we did talk about the World Cup last time, so I'm gonna pivot to there.
Okay.
So we did have an incident in our round of 32 game, and we won that. But we got one of our players got red carded. So in red card, you can't play the next game,
Yep.
or possibly more games, but you definitely can't play the next. And he was like our lead goal scorer for the tournament, so on and so forth. And now most football watching, soccer watching folk unanimously agreed it probably shouldn't have been a red card.
Hmm.
However, Trump absolutely positively did some Trump shit and leaned on the president of FIFA, and FIFA did not overturn the decision, but they suspended the red card. basically putting old boy on probation. And that's just kind of like, you don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't interfere with, like, that's a world sport. And
Yeah.
then, like, all of a sudden, like, the whole world was pissed off. Because, like, everyone did agree it shouldn't have been a red card, but
But
it
once it
was.
happens, yeah.
And FIFA didn't overturn it.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a card, and that
Right.
means he should be suspended. And I heard a theory. I don't prescribe. So around the 16 game, we did what American soccer does, and we choked.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, we didn't show up to play at all. We got our asses handed to us. But I heard a theory. I was talking to somebody, and they were like, yeah, but like at that point, if you win, the world's going to hate you for it. And everyone's going to say it's just because Trump did Trump shit. And if you lose, then so like it was a foregone conclusion that winning wouldn't matter. And I don't think I prescribe to that personally, but it's a theory. But I do love the fact that he did it. So we played Belgium. So in the locker room after kicking our ass 4-1, they did the fucking Trump dance. The Belgian team, they did the fucking IMCA little like Trump shuffle that all the MAGA people do. I was fucking crying when I saw that clip, bro. I was fucking crying because it's another like you just like he shouldn't have done it, and it like hurts. It's just more reality that like you are who the world thinks you are. I'm happy the world found out we aren't, and that. But leave it the fuck alone, dude. Like you were on Twitter. It's like one of those things where I know he was on fucking Twitter, and the Twitter people
Yep.
were all like, because they were all rah rah America, because that's STEM MAGA is definitely rah rah America, right, wrong, or otherwise. They are rah rah America, or believe
Right.
they are, whatever's going on here.
Nationalism versus
So they were all like,
patriotism.
shouldn't have been a
Yep.
red car. So he went on fucking Twitter and you saw that, and then you did some dumb shit because you just can't. You can't think before you speak. You have no conscious, rational thought. So we're going to bring up your homeboy next. So we're going to pivot back out of that because fuck Donald. So your bestie visited the White House.
Netanyahu.
So yeah, baby. So he definitely visited the White House. And I think one of the very interesting topics was Turkey's request for F-35s to purchase F-35s from us. Why should Israel have a say at all and whether we sell our jets to fucking Turkey?
Well, I mean, we talked on the B-roll, it gets scary when you look at the connections that Israel has to so many decisions that are made, and then what happens to the people that criticize them that, are actually influencing people's opinions. And I'm willing to bet that it has to do with the fact that we've given them basically carte blanche to determine what security in the Middle East looks like, and that includes Turkey, even though Turkey is one of our best allies that has been very forward in their willingness to participate in NATO and different UN peacekeeping missions and things like that.
I want to check out Turkey.
Turkey sounds
It looks
amazing.
dope. Like things I've
Yeah,
seen in videos, and when like influencers are there and they're creating content there, and the street food, bro. It looks like they know how to fucking eat. And I like people who know how to eat. And so the only people that I don't, the French people do know how to eat. Their food is damn good, but they're fuck them. They're assholes. So I don't like French people. So I'm not generally stereotyping, but I've never met one I liked. So, and
how
they
many
don't
French
like us.
people have you met?
Like 8. Like it's a small sample size of people I've met in my life, but when you're 8 for 8 assholes, like even our friend group was like 92.7% assholes, but you wouldn't go through 8 people before you found a non-asshole. Like you wouldn't, you get like 5 people in and meet Jake. Like, dude, 8 for 8, like 8 French people. And now on the flip side of the coin, I've never met an Italian that I didn't like.
Oh well, yeah.
And the Italians also hate the French. So I think I'm on to something here.
Well, the Italians also came up with fascism, so like,
Okay, so like we can leave that part out a little bit, right? They did. It was a mistake. They hung the motherfucker. They figured it out.
Yeah, they figured it out.
So they figured it the fuck out. So it took us to come around and smack them around a little bit, but they figured it the fuck out. But dude, they got the food, they got the vibe, they got culture, they got great fucking wine. Like Italian reds are my absolute favorite. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of that has to do with Rome and you know the Roman Empire. So
well,
that's not all.
yeah, obviously the honorary Senator Russell Crowe has a lot to do with it, bro. Like they brought that dude to the private showing of the Sistine Chapel when he was brought his kids to the fucking Coliseum. So because he brought his kids back to the old office.
Right.
And they called him and were like, "Do you want a private tour of the Sistine Chapel?" And then they turned on the Pope's lights. And he said, "Dude,
Wow.
natural light's good enough. But you turn on those lights and holy shit, you can see the brushstrokes."
Yeah.
And like, that's dude, come on, dude. So yeah, no, yet there's a lot of good shit in Italy, bro. Sicily's good too. They're just a little more gangstery. So, but that's fine. That's like a, you know, Manhattan Italian versus a Staten Island Italian. It's
I
all the
know.
same.
I know.
That's
I
all it is.
I was talking with an Italian, well, a Sicilian Italian woman, and I was like, "Isn't that just Italian?" And she was like, "I'll kill you."
Yeah, she will. She'll kill you and she'll try to feed you at the same time. So, like, you'll go to her Thanksgiving and there'll be 37 courses. So, and the first 6 will be bread and then cold pasta. No, it's, yeah, there's you know, the interesting part is why they are actually different because Sicily was conquered by the Moors and Italy wasn't. So, that's why there is a distinct difference. That's why there are black Italians. So, they don't like
Right.
that part though. Oh,
Yup. Just to bring it back
well,
to
that's well, yeah, they're fucking nutty. Yeah, I guess we can do that. We got to I like Italy, but yeah, more do not let Palestinians get so what I've seen now though is like some far left AI videos, and they look so real now, and I'm like I realize it's AI like 10
Yeah.
seconds in,
Yeah,
and
it takes
it's
about
of
that long.
IDF forces doing ludicrous shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I had the thought, I was watching one the other day and it probably took me like 14 seconds. And I was like, right after I was like, oh, fuck, this is AI. And I go, that's so sad. That is not so outlandish that it could be
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
it
I mean,
is like,
especially after we talked about that story last week, you know,
yeah, with the
73 kids.
75,000, 25,000, 25,000. So, yeah, no, 73. No, but yeah, it's wild that like they are in fact. It goes back to this. I don't like Candace Owens. I've never liked Candace Owens, but I kind of agree with Candace Owens. And maybe she's a little bit out there, but maybe she's not. And then I know she was on the Sean Ryan podcast, and I do love Sean Ryan, and I know he was a trumpet. But he is not a trumpet anymore. He'd be the first to tell you he got fooled. He got the wool pulled over his eyes. He got bamboozled and manipulated. But hey, whatever. He backed down, bro, and that's a large account. You know what I'm saying? I will
I'll
take
take it, but
anyone who fucking figures it out, bro. So I don't care if you're late to the party. I'm glad you're here. $10
right.
at the door. Here's your blue cup. So the yellow cups have basement access. If you don't have the yellow cup, stay the fuck out of the basement.
And if you have a
But-
red cup, you stay outside.
You stay out. But no, yeah, and I don't care. But yeah, so she was on the Sean Ryan podcast and gave a brilliant interview, and I watched it. She is gonna end up dead, bro. But I think they can't kill her because everyone knows it. Everyone, you can't at this point. You can't say it wasn't you because she's been very clear. If she magically dies, it's you. So
That's how you stay alive.
yeah, like she's made it very clear that if she magically dies, it's because you're pissed off because you've openly told her you're pissed off. So, but yeah, no, it was all about Charlie and how it was Israel. And it was because he was going to come out against Israel. And he did have enough influence in MAGA if he came out against Israel and the MAGA turned on him and Trump went to Twitter. Like that's how, and that's kind of my full circle, right? Like that's how dangerous he is. If he goes to Twitter and sees something and sees that these people, and then he just does some outlandish shit and it changes the course of all of human history.
Well, and like, you know, one of the things I like to point out to, you know, the MAGA crowd when they try to say things like, we're or Biden was sleeping at the wheel, but that it was his fault that this and this happened. It can't be both. Like either Trump is stupid as fuck and that's why we're in so much trouble, or he's evil and has the capability to look stupid and affect change like that. But both of them are true in this instance because he has handlers, and that's where seeing where people are coming from, and again, like I try not to fall down the rabbit hole of the anti-Semitism and things like that, but Epstein really was, someone who came out of nowhere, very prominent with financial means, and he was blackmailing people. And he put an asset like Melania next to Donald Trump for a reason. And we're seeing that. We're seeing that he's got handlers that are utilizing him and creating a narrative around him that people are buying into enough that otherwise smart people are acting like horrible human beings.
Okay, but he not smart. We're not doing
Right. That's what I mean. They're both
Yeah,
true.
I
He's an idiot, but he has handlers that are dangerous and
I
evil.
needed you to very much separate those two because he's a fucking moron.
Right.
So that's why, I mean, I've said it, I don't know how many times throughout the course of this cast, bro, that he's not smart enough to come up with some of this shit.
Right.
That it's not him.
Yeah, I mean,
So that he does. He just reads Twitter and fucking tweets, bro, and we are Truth Socials or whatever the fuck it is, and then it's like trading at $6 a share. So like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
anyways, yeah. So more strikes in Lebanon, more strikes in Gaza, no strikes in Iran. I thought we were doing this together.
Are we striking in Iran or are we not? Because
No, we are.
Well,
They are.
the U.S. State Department came out and said yesterday that we were not, and then even with overwhelming reports saying that we were, and then Trump came out and said, yeah, they're blowing up ships, so we're gonna blow them up, and we're back at war. Yeah,
we like to throw that word around. We're back in his sandbox, and he's ramming his Tonka trucks together. That's literally what's happening here, bro. He's a petulant fucking child. So, but he does have the ultimate authority and power, and it is what it is. And we talked about Supreme Court giving him even more. But I just want to know, like, they got us to attack Iran so they could commit war crimes. Or take the pressure off their war crimes. Also,
right.
if I died mysteriously or magically, it was them. So, however, I'm probably cool with it. So chill.
Yeah, I think
So I'm
fine.
tired. I'm tired of that. Yeah. Our 8 followers, bro, it's not going to make a difference to them.
Right.
They're going to be no Mossad agent popping out of my fucking box bush. So yeah, it's wild, bro. It's wild. So, but then there's some, and I'm gonna put this out there. So Taylor and Taylor Swift and Travis got married.
God, yeah.
Okay. So, and I'm cool. I don't know. I think the relationship's cute. I like it. I'm a football guy. I like football. Right. So I knew from that the lady likes Taylor. She's full blooded Swiftie. So I've been like all inundated with this and like, cool, whatever. The relationship's super cute. Right. So they did a marriage, and then like the far left just got mad about it. And like Swifties I know got mad. What the fuck are you mad about? And one of them said, well, they had a Zionist officiate their wedding. Because Adam Sandler officiated their wedding. Zionist.
He's not a Zionist, is he?
Well, I'm like, a Zionist by what means? Well,
I mean, he's Jewish, but
well, that's the thing. I don't think they knew he's fucking Jewish.
I don't think he's a Zionist.
Yeah, I'm like, is he a Zionist though? Like, does he say like Jewish people shouldn't have hate crimes committed against them? Well, he is Jewish, so like, I don't got a problem with the Jewish people,
right?
And like, by saying he's a Zionist, kind of you so like Adam Sandler and Ben Gvir, they're right there together here.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. Our Netanyahu and fucking Billy Madison. Like that dude's as why, and it's that ludicrous shit. Does that make sense? It's more where you just come out with this ludicrous, like you're gonna hate her wedding because she had a Jewish guy. That's kind of low key fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to look at yourself a little bit in that moment and be like, okay, so I've went from anti-Israel to anti-Semitic,
Right.
in that move, and you can't do that. Like we do rail against Israel more so you than me by far, but
I'll take it.
we're not anti-Semitic people. I
Right.
don't think the Jewish people are bad people. Probably
No.
not. I
No.
don't think, except for, I don't think most people are. I don't, except for the French. Fuck the French. Watch, we're going to get a French commenter. He's going to be fucking mad. So, and then I'm going to tell him, you call them pommes frites. Go fuck yourself. They're French
Freedom
fries, bitch.
fries.
Yeah, they're French. Yeah. That was like MAGA before MAGA existed,
Yeah.
people. Those
Well,
people became MAGA, I promise you.
those were
So-
just straight racists that were mad because the French wouldn't
I
bomb
didn't-
brown people for them.
I'm not changing anything I said. I'm not changing anything I said. But no, yeah, it's wild to me that people get upset about it. And like, oh, and they shut down small businesses and the taxpayers had to pay for it because they had all this NYPD. And I'm like, you don't know how, like, so like she bought the event at Madison Square Garden because she's got like a fuckload of money. And like maybe they bought it together. So like the security or NYPD, yeah, they paid for that. Like that's part of the fee you pay MSG because they know what level of security you're gonna need and they charge you for it because they have to pay the cops.
Mhm.
So it's not people. I don't think people realize they're not on the job. There's other
Right.
cops out there doing the patrol work. They're now on their free time being security, getting paid extra outside money, which was paid for by it's like, well, they shut down small businesses. Well, maybe you shouldn't have put your business next to Madison Square Garden. Maybe that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't know.
how many other times are those small businesses affected or why how many of those businesses exist because Madison Square Garden is there? Like there's,
Probably all of them.
yeah,
On the
like
second part. And
it's-
when the Knicks win in 5, when the Knicks win the NBA championship, that
Who
definitely
benefits?
fuck their
Yeah.
business. No, so yeah, it's the right. You put your bar next to Madison Square Garden. It was there. You know what the fuck it is. So now I don't understand why we have to hate things to hate things. There's so many things that are right there for you to hate. Like you don't have to go searching for new things to hate. We have plenty on a day. You just watch our podcast each week. We'll give you 7 to 12 things to fucking hate. So that won't be reaching. We're not reaching. We're not
Yeah,
going
no.
very far at all. I'm not
Yeah.
even actually standing up. Like it's that easy. So like it's right there. It's like right there. So I don't even have to fully extend my arm. I'm just picking up the coffee. Like so it's crazy to me that people do a lot of it. So we definitely have Israel acting a fool, showing up at the White House being a fool, deciding who we sell jets to if that isn't forward. He definitely sent some letters of tariff, right? That they're gonna tariff people again. Several countries have planned tariff increases. Al Jazeera, the American has not conducted any strikes on. Dude, nobody knows what to say. Their communication skills are a very bad marriage, bro. The administration's ability to communicate. They need to watch West Wing and learn something about how to like tie it all together. So you figure out how to be Jed Bartlett. So
here's basically what you were talking about, the Netanyahu and Trump.
Well, yeah, because he talked shit to him publicly, and I think this is a little bit of we got powder their butt a little bit because that probably hurts your feelings.
Did this hurt your feelings?
Oh, French foreign ministry. No, that's probably good.
Yeah.
That's probably good.
Yeah. So like all of the things that oh god, I got some echo there. All the things that they're worried about are still very much an issue in the Middle East. And so here's kind of what Trump went over as being the 20-point plan for Gaza after meeting with Netanyahu.
Oh hell yeah, we get the golf course now.
Yeah, right. So supposedly, yeah. Gaza with a global investment and job creation plan, special economic zone,
That
no forced
sounds
displacement.
very Warsaw ghetto.
Yeah.
Like, not. I've heard there's probably people in Fort Wayne think I'm talking about Warsaw. I'm 30. That's not what I'm talking. No, no, it's a thing in Poland. It was a Crystal Knock. Go check that out. You'll know what the Warsaw Ghetto was. That does, bro. That sounds very much like the established Jewish zones of world, dude. So, and I didn't. You just brought this up. I had seen none of this, right?
Yeah.
None of this because I said something and you went and found an article. Imagine that. So, but yeah, that's Gaza will become a de-radicalized terror-free zone. Okay, propaganda.
Means that
Gaza
it will
will
be
be
heavily policed by Israeli
right,
forces and
redeveloped to improve life for its people. Okay, so you're going to breed them out. War ends immediately once both sides agree with Israel withdrawal to an agreed upon line and ceasefire. Never going to fucking happen. All captives alive and deceased return within 72 hours of Israel's acceptance. Not going to happen. Israel frees 250 Palestinian life sentence prisoners, 1,700 detainees, and exchange remains. There's probably more. That's why they didn't put a number on. So there's no number on that. Like, it should be like 5 remains, right? No, it's thousands. Hamas members who decommission their weapons get amnesty. Yeah. Okay. Coming from an American, you don't give up your guns.
especially to the Israels who have publicly said that they want to exterminate you.
If you can find a survivor of Nazi Germany, they still exist, they're old. But if you can find one, go ask them, should we give up our guns to be in an economic safe zone?
No, to get amnesty to leave and go wherever you want.
Mm-hmm. Over here on this street, wherever you want, even if there's already people living there.
We'll tell your family where you went.
Yeah, it's a town called Warsaw. So it's got trains and stuff. They're going to come and pick you up. So no, dude, when you said that, it's literally what I thought, like, because it is straight out of the playbook. So that is the one thing that I am an independent expert on, and that is World War II, all things Nazi Germany, because it was pretty interesting shit, dude. That is the goddamn. So for real, it's almost like somebody the other day was talking about, like, or I was reading it, or I don't know, super far wing left nut QAnon type, like they drink baby's blood, like they're a satanic cult, and like I'm like, are you talking about Israel? And they were in fact talking about Israel. I'm like, that's deep. And then you like say that, and I'm like, that's pretty fucked up given your history.
I keep saying this all feels like a collective Stockholm syndrome where they've adopted, their oppressors' mentality and are now affecting that on somebody else.
The teenager has given the cat Stockholm syndrome, so I fully know what you're talking about. So he has tortured that cat to hold him lunch longer than he wants to, but the cat just lets him do it. Nobody else. You try to hold that cat 3 seconds from there, he will lash your ass. So, but he'll just lay there because he's got fucking Stockholm syndrome. So I know exactly what you're talking about. No, it is. It's wild, right? Because we're like circa what? It's 2026. That's hard math for me, but we're talking about, let's say, 48 to 2026. That's a lot of years. 80 something?
Okay.
Yeah, 1948. Fuck wad. 48. Dude, we're not to 2048 yet, so I can still say 48 and it means 19. I am from the 1900s.
No, you said 48 and I thought you were saying years.
No, I know what you thought I was saying. I was trying to figure out 48 to 26, bro. So it's 80 some years. So we're only 80 years removed. We're not even 100 years removed. And you're doing the same shit to a different group of people, but it's okay because they're brown.
Well, they're not you. I mean, that's
their take. I'm looking at the rest of the world. So
why the rest of the world excuses it or doesn't
or
rush
did
to arms over it?
rush to arms. I know why they don't rush to arms over it. They're not stupid. I wouldn't either.
Why?
Because America has their back, and you don't want to. Come on, bro. You can put them all together, and I don't think we lose all of them. All of them.
Well, I mean,
the whole world.
minus,
the whole world.
No, I think China and Russia together could take us.
No, you're drunk. You're drunk, bro. You're drunk. Sorry, not happening. Not happening. How? Like, we're not going to really get into this because fuck that. It could be 4 fucking episodes. But all I got to say is, even if they could to a certain degree, they could never take here.
Yeah, but they don't need to, you know.
So when you do, and you're not, it's not happening. So we have more guns than people, and our military is brainwashed to murder you. But the crazy part doesn't come from the military. That's not a byproduct of basic training. That's a byproduct of growing up American.
Yeah.
So that is that like, we're ready to get it in. So on any day, bro. So you can't take here, you can't win. So, but we can agree to disagree. I will digress. I will also say think tank models say you're wrong. Will NATO get involved in securing the strait? Well, they won't. Why would they? It doesn't hurt them. They don't care.
Well, it hurts NATO. I mean, everybody is hurt by the strait not flowing.
Put your fucking toys back in the toy box and leave, and you don't have to worry about any of it.
Well, at this point, Iran is saying that they want to exert control with another Middle Eastern nation, one of our allies, in order to basically get rid of us. And because of that, that's some unacceptable threat that we have to.
Yeah, because he can't play with his toys. I'm telling you, bro, petulant toddler, bro, like throwing a whole fit because he can't play with his toys. I want to play with the warships today, Daddy. Let's throw some bombs. Oh, wow, look at the pretty fireworks. Isn't it so cool? Like, petulant toddler, bro. And it was probably, I don't know if it was one of our YouTube comments or it was Twitter, but somebody said something in their I think it was a YouTube comment on one of the shorts. Like, all the reasons Iran was going to get the bomb and that would be dangerous to us. And I'm just I guess it's we're just scared liberals and like we're cowering. And that's the only reason we can't handle the force that's being used. And like, it was this big long diatribe, which if you're watching this, bro, you don't know what the word diatribe means. You can't spell it, but you should still try to look it up. But he went on this big long diatribe about like how we couldn't get behind him doing this to Iran because we was bitches. But your whole reasoning that we should be involved is absolute fear. Like, it was just irony. It was pure, maybe it was Twitter. It's just pure irony. Like, pure unadulterated irony that you think the reason we can't get behind is because we're afraid. No, the reason you want them to do it is because you're scared shitless. They're going to come up with a fucking Harry Potter spell that comes up with a magical fucking bomb. And then they're going to shove it up your ass and blow up pee-pee, paw, or pew, paw, and graw. Like, what the fuck, bro? Your whole reasoning was because I'm a scared fucking bitch. And like, they're going to get a bomb. They're going to do it. So what? Lots of people already have bombs.
Yeah.
And they don't fucking like us,
including their allies, you know.
Well, even the ones who don't like us that have bombs, but they don't use them on us for a reason,
right? Because
their country will disappear. So will the Earth, but we don't have to get into that sciencey shit. But their country will be gone, and like, depending on which one it was, 3 to 12 minutes later. Before the first bomb even lands here, their country is gone. So,
speaking of sciencey shit.
No, not real, dude. Not real. Climate change isn't real because weather is climate. Climate isn't weather. This one I definitely commented on Twitter. The old cat turd put climate change was a hoax, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. All the smart people are wrong, and the complete fucking morons on Twitter got it.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, we were talking about the hot oceans, right? This is
Yeah,
fully cementing the concept. And the fact that there's like this huge fucking cyclone like bearing down on, I don't know, China, Japan, something. The
typhoons.
June's heat dome. Yeah, I've been feeling that. I've been feeling that
Yeah,
heat dome.
right.
Yeah, swashy as fuck.
I mean, this is something that we've been dealing with for a while here in the Midwest, but this year we actually have a little bit of rain, so we're not doing too bad.
Fuck off, dude. That has come with tornadoes than a motherfucker, bro. It has come with tornado. The rain has come with tornadoes like we are Oklahoma.
I know, right?
Because we are now. Because we are. Actually, I'd say Illinois is Oklahoma and we're like Kansas.
Yeah.
Or maybe Iowa. But no, it's insane. We are now Tornado Alley. We are smack dab in the middle of Tornado Alley because climate has changed, causing weather to be different and shift. So the Sahara used to be a rainforest because things change. We're technically still in an ice age because that fucks people up when I'm like, no, we're in an ice age. No, we're not. Is there ice on the polar caps? Is there ice? Yes. Okay. Ice age. No ice on the caps. Tropical age. Dinosaurs. Big things. Lots of oxygen. Big things.
Lots of plants.
Not good for us. Not good for us. No.
Lots of oxygen. We need oxygen.
She was telling me the other day that we were driving to Florida and we were in the, I don't know, forests of Alabama, and it would be so cool if a long neck was just eating a tree. No, the fuck it wouldn't.
Have you not seen the new Jurassic Parks? They go all the way through
she's 10 of 10 not a fan, bro. She thinks they're trash, but yes, I have seen them. But no. I was driving down the road and see a fucking long neck eating off the top of a tree, bro. Why? No. Because long necks don't come without predators. They come with predators. And they're still long necks. They didn't mean to step on your car, but they did. And you're gone. There's nothing left. Bro, you thought an elephant was big? It's not. It's bitch-sized. Small dinosaurs were my size. Small dinosaurs were my height. Yes, there was the teeny little flappy ones that aren't actually real, maybe. I don't know.
Movies the velociraptors were just large turkeys.
Those are, raptors are birds, dude. So I 10 out of 10 think Alan was right. So talking about the good Jurassic Parks.
He was in the last one.
No, I know. I fucking watched them.
All right, so I think that we need to look at.
Oh God, here we go. We got 4 minutes of tabs. Let's do it.
I know, right? So we just haven't touched on the fourth. We did talk about it last week, but
bro, that says Elon News Network.
I know.
Bro.
I know.
You can't use this article.
It got me for a second too. No, Elon University, not Elon Musk.
I still don't believe it. This is AI. Fuck off.
National survey found that 68% of Americans are proud to be American, but 52% believe the country is not successfully living up to its founding ideals. Nearly 3/4 of respondents also rated the overall health of American democracy as only fair or poor. So I don't think that this is bullshit. That all sounds about right to me.
No, it does all sound about right to me. It really does. I think there's some supporting evidence. So you can't pass the SAVE Act, and you can't pass the SAVE Act, and you think it's because there's a conspiracy against Donald from the deep state or some shit, some other lunatic shit. However, no, you can't pass it because there's groups of senators who know if they do vote for it, they're going to lose because the people don't want it. And they're in swing states and their people don't want it. There's living proof. Election assistance. Well, obviously, we're not allowed to have people who know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. They've the Supreme Court ruled that, he can basically fire anybody. So he's getting to town, making sure that he's clearing a path for the same results of what the SAVE Act would have provided. If he can weaken our elections enough, then the Republicans have a shot of staying in power.
I don't think he can weaken our elections. Okay, I hope. We're going to go to hope again.
Yeah, you better hope.
I hope. So that's fair.
Speaking of elections, Palestinians are going to have their own election for the first time in 20 years in November. That's a good, thing. Granted, there's a lot less Palestinians to cast their
It was
votes,
like
but
we were just saying, like there's like 300 left. So I don't know how big of it. I mean, I know that's a huge exaggeration, but yet
of
real at
course,
the same
of
time.
course.
There's people out here
And
who are gonna be like,
since we're
but
still
you
talking,
said 300. I meant the movie.
and since we're still talking about Israel,
That's probably factual as fuck too. But New Mexico doing it's really interesting. That's kind of like
so
this little
because
pocket blue state in the middle of a
yeah,
red fucking tundra.
right.
So
No, I
I
mean they're
wonder
next to
why
California.
New Mexico is blue, because it is.
Well, Arizona's purple and California's blue. You know, New Mexico is blue because it's got, you know, a lot of minority communities, but
So
it
does
also has a
fucking
lot of
Texas. Texas is half or better Latino. It's got to be. I don't know. That's true. That's coming out of my ass. I'll say that,
yeah,
but it's
that
got
is
to be.
totally coming out of your ass.
Yeah, but
But the Attorney General actually released a letter stating that the State Department, or I'm sorry, the
the Justice
DOJ is
Department. Yeah.
actively blocking an investigation into whether or not there are bodies that should be found on Epstein's ranch, and access to information for them to, do an accurate and complete investigation. That to me is pretty interesting. Sounds like handlers are involved. Just saying.
Just saying. Such a fuckwad. Just saying.
And since we're still talking about handlers to the president,
Yeah.
questions over the Qatari donated Air Force One. Secret Service is advising Trump to take the old plane.
Really? Because of what?
Yeah, that is something that they have not come out and really talked about. He did go back onto the new Air Force One, but for a certain leg, they did recommend that he take the old plane.
Really?
Yeah, the Secret Service declined to comment.
Huh.
Yeah, when he left the NATO summit. So imagine leaving the NATO summit and your, dedicated wing of protection says, "Yeah, maybe we shouldn't take that Middle Eastern given energy driven gift." That would have me.
That might be bad.
That would have me pretty be on edge. But it's all Iran because they hatched a new fresh plot to kill Trump, according to who?
Israel.
Uh,
Because pop-up books work on it.
right. Easiest one to handle ever.
Yeah, pop-up books work on him. They work on him. I'm telling you, Trump's toy
So
chest, bro.
now a quick pivot to wrap us up real fast here.
Oh, you're gonna wrap. This is cute. I like this game.
All right, so I don't know if you've heard much about McConnell. He's been in the hospital for quite some time.
I've heard a lot of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy out there, and some people just want to, squash those conspiracy theories by having them come on TV, or allow us to have a special election, in which case he will likely lose because we've won all of the special elections.
I think Massey jumps in if they have a special.
Hang on, I'm getting there.
I'm not the only one that thinks this. Is that what we're talking about here? There's an article that supports me. Yep, there he is. There he is.
So, wow, this is an earlier article, but yeah, they're talking about how he is kind of the voice for the dissent in the Republican Party, which is growing every day. And so yeah, I think that he would be
Owens and MTG.
I think he would be a shoo-in. Yeah, I saw that.
Marjorie went on The View, bro. That's pretty liberal. That's like a liberal safe haven. Like,
well,
that's like going on the Ellen
called
show.
A liberal safe haven, but
here we go. That is definitely a liberal safe haven.
This is something that I really wanted to highlight, and this is because when you see two different parties that both have candidates that have sexual abuse allegations levied against them, you see one party who holds them accountable and forces them to take a step back from their campaign while the other one makes excuses and is still driving forward with. I just want to make sure that we are very clear about how the left handles things when certain allegations are made and the other party, the Republicans, don't and make excuses and try to ignore it.
So I did lose track of the story. He did step away.
But yeah, so he took a step back and they are trying to replace him, like
Did
the
he
state
really have
legislator.
a Nazi tattoo?
I don't know about that.
Because that was the
I
early stuff about him before before the election, like the whatever,
yeah, I
before
think
the
that
primaries.
I think that he addressed that, if I'm thinking correctly, where he said that he was brought up in a kind of a sheltered upbringing and that he had things covered up to because his views had changed. And I think we need to be very careful about how we cancel people for their past. I mean, you and I are prime examples of people who
Somebody should have
have
absolutely
changed.
canceled me in the past.
Well, I if you're not careful, people would try to cancel you today because of that
Dude, if we
past.
ever got popular, it would definitely happen, bro. They're gonna find
Right.
things in this podcast to hate me about, and it's fine. I'm like Eminem. I don't even give a fuck. So because there's some episode where I talk about somebody like you, I promise. So it's fine. Get over yourself. Like, I don't know. I know a lot about having too big of an ego. I can tell you that. So no, it is true. Like we give you the boot, even if they're allegations. Like who was that dude? Franken? Al, old crazy hair from what, Minnesota? Was that Al Franken? We gave him the boot, and then like years later, turns out it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like he completely and didn't matter. We don't need like proof. Like, okay, cool, you're gone.
Yeah, I mean
So,
that's the court of public
but
opinion that is pretty brutal, but for some reason Trump is immune to it, and that's
because
where
they're bros, dude. They're
who
bros.
him and B.
No, the base. Damn, him and BB are definitely no. Him and BB are puppet and puppet master. So they're not bros. So that's indentured servitude. So this little puppet master.
I don't understand how certain keywords keep popping up in what I'm looking at. So uh, hopping back over into the Middle East real quick, there's Libya is kind of coming up and they're trying to actually become a unified nation finally. Lot
Oh,
of
from like when we took out Gandalf. I know it's like
Gaddafi.
GHA Gaddafi.
Gaddafi.
I can spell it though. Was I getting there? Hold on, go back. Was I getting there?
Yeah, Gaddafi.
Yeah, I was getting there. See? Yeah, because Obama did that.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
no, 100% didn't agree with that.
Right.
So I can
Right.
also
And
question my leadership.
right. And we the left, had a lot to say about the drone strikes and things like that we got involved in. But
They decide to get their shit together when this guy's president. You're just gonna end up in the toy box.
Trump relative Mossad Bulios. I know it's not Mossad, but
I was like, motherfucker, you are doing the most. I was like, Mossad has an O in it, bitch.
I just read it and I was like, oh wait.
Yeah.
Here's something that I think that could be problematic, especially for Trump in the midterm, is if Mexico really makes a huge thing about this, and then
Only if they would have won the World Cup, then they could have.
and then with ICE officers, continuously acting against court orders, so that could lead to a lot of media coverage again in that realm. Stop yawning. It is not that late. It is only 3 p.m. on Friday.
Fuck, bro, don't be drunk. I fucked my head up for a minute.
South African protesters intimidate migrants. Imagine that.
I saw a dude from Germany. He was probably from that crazy right-wing German sect that tried to pop up there and got shit on elections last year. I'm pretty sure it was last year. But interviewer asked him, did he not like or think Muslims should be in Germany? And he said it depends on which Muslims you're talking about. Like Iranian Muslims are cool, but Somali Muslims are not.
Right.
I'm like, that's such a weird flex, bro. So that's a
Yep.
very Americanized take there, partner.
And
So
then I think that the last thing I have really for all of that is Syria says that they've captured a Damascus bombing suspect and that they were associated with ISIL, not Israel. You know who ISIL is, right? Just make sure that you're up on
ISIS
the lingo.
2.0.
Yeah.
ISIS 2.0 or
Yep.
3.5 by now. I don't know.
Yeah. They started
So,
calling it ISIL back when
yeah.
I was going over again.
Well, old boy was still in charge in Syria back then. I don't remember his name either.
But yeah, I think that the fact that we barely touched on, you know, the 4th of July and what that means for us and the celebrations goes to show how
How the
unimportant
fireworks
it was for
It,
people. Yeah,
well,
I
it
mean,
got
like,
rained out, bro. I was
well,
sad.
that's the DC, you know, thing. I'm talking about
Oh, I
countrywide.
got rained out, motherfucker.
You got rained out.
4th
I
of July
didn't.
became the 5th of July.
Yeah, I went to
So,
bed.
oh, well, I mean, I wasn't lighting any, I just sit around the neighborhood. They were blowing big shit up. I could agree with you to a very large degree that it just came and passed, and it had a lot less hoopla than you would have thought
Yeah,
it
I
would.
mean,
So
250 years for the experiment. I mean, did you happen to see Obama's speech for it?
no,
It was moving as fuck. You know, like there was a lot of stuff that happened that weekend that was worth seeing and hearing. You know, it's just unfortunate that it wasn't coming from the top. You know, it was the fact that nobody really cared about our capital, you know, putting on, you know, a spectacle because it wasn't about us. It was about him. And so that made me sad, really. Like that's why I didn't go to any of the celebrations, or, you know, like I said, I just took my dogs and I kept a friend's dog so that they didn't have to be exposed to fireworks. And we just went to bed early. So
it's really kind of you.
of course.
I don't think you're wrong, dude. But 250, I didn't think about it, but you're right. And no, I wasn't going to talk about the 4th of July because what the fuck was there to talk about?
Yeah,
We already
exactly.
talked about leading up that it was a campaign march for him, but
Right.
now it's moving forward. It's all eyes on the midterms.
Right. Well, and I
Everything will
think
be
that
about the midterms from here on out.
and I think that this should highlight how important the midterms are.
Please vote,
Yes. Like
or
take all
please
the
don't.
energy that right. Take all the energy that you felt like should have been put towards the 250th anniversary of our existence and put it towards voting this November, you know? Like that's the best way to celebrate our democracy is by engaging in our civic duty to vote and be involved. And educated voters are better voters. Just saying. Just saying.
That's hard for people. Pop-up books are required, and they don't make them anymore.
So, yep, we're at an hour and 15 minutes.
We're at an hour and 15 minutes. That was
and Ryan is falling asleep.
No, that was 20 minutes of articles. Almost 20 minutes of articles. I'm going to let it be 20 minutes of articles before we wrap it. And I'm not falling asleep. I'm just
disinterested.
No, it's
Shame on
endless.
you. It is. It is very tiring.
It's fucking endless. It's absolutely like break was great. And coming back was great because I missed it while I was on break. It's a weird thing, right? But it's fucking endless.
Yeah.
And it's literally like what is it? Men in Black, where they like zoom out and we're actually like pool balls on a pool table with aliens playing pool. Isn't that?
I like the Men in Black. The end of the first Men in Black when it's like an amoeba.
I thought that's what it was. Is it that? Is it?
It was like an amoeba that was kicking us around. Yeah,
whatever. That's what I'm referring to. Yeah, just a toy, right? It was just a toy. Yeah. It just feels like my country is just one of his toys,
and it's an amoeba that is kicking us around.
Dude, that's giving him credit that he shouldn't have, bro. That's a single cell organism that's doing better than him. They won't know how to spell amoeba, so I had to tell them what it was. Acting like they watch it. They can't watch it, but they might see it short.
And they might see the short.
I bet one of them, if they see the short, comments and spells it
right. All right. That's it for this week. Thanks a lot, you guys.